Drones are one of the fastest growing high-tech tools for business. From battlefields to farm fields, unmanned aerial vehicles are finding new applications almost every day. The latest technology is about to take center stage at Canada's first international UAV show that's set to begin tomorrow right here in Toronto. Adam Sachs is the president and CEO of the Sky Guys, organizers of this event. So just give us broad strokes. What do you guys have sort of going on for the rest of
Yeah,
this
so it's
week?
the first ever international show in Canada for drones, the UAV show. And we've got everything from industry experts speaking on panels to drone racing, academic hackathons, all the latest technology coming in from around the world on display.
And is it just a matter of let's bring everybody in the industry together, see what we can learn from each other, see what kind of deals we can make with one another?
It's bringing industry together, but it's also putting Canada on the map with respect to technology and drones.
Yeah. Where is Canada in this? Are we sort of...
You know, it's interesting. Canada was leading the way with respect to drones, along with Europe and some other nations. And then it kind of took a backseat over the last year. The United States highly advanced their drone laws and regulations.
That's right.
And got ahead of us.
Yeah.
And we're now playing catch up a little bit.
I want to ask, you brought this toy in. I don't want to call it a toy. This enormous piece of equipment that's more expensive than... How much does this thing cost?
They range between $80,000 and $150,000.
What does it do?
This is the Falcon 8 from Ascending Technologies, a company out of Germany. And essentially it's designed for safe, up-close inspection of infrastructure. So we'll use it for things like bridge inspections or large infrastructure inspections for oil and gas infrastructure and that kind of stuff.
See, I mean, that's where it gets interesting. Because in my mind, when I think of drones, I think of military applications, mostly because I spent too much time on military bases a decade ago. And then sort of, you know, the toy ones that people have in there that you can buy for Christmas and put in a stocking stuffer. The commercial application is where this space has just exploded in the last 5-6 years, right?
That's right, and that's where we're focused. So we're focused on commercial applications, everything from real estate photography, marketing, engineering, planning, oil and gas inspection, pipeline monitoring, environment, you name it, there's an application to use drones for, and that's where the industry is going.
And I want to come back to the regulation bit, because it's such a huge part of this. Where are we? Are we waiting for new regulations to come in, and what's the next big part of that?
We're waiting for new regulations right now, and we're expecting them in 2017. As it stands, the next part for commercial drone operations is out of line of sight.
Right, so that's where, like, I can operate this thing so long as I can see it. As soon as it goes around a corner, though, I can't operate it?
You got it. Yeah, so commercial operations right now, the pilot needs to be able to see the drone at all times or the UAV at all times.
So your ability to monitor a pipeline is pretty limited because pipelines go for 1,900 kilometers. And if there's a spill, you can shoot this thing off way faster. You can send a crew, right?
That's exactly right. So the future of drone technology, the ultimate solution, is around out of line of sight, where we can operate drones remotely from remote locations, hundreds of kilometers away, collect data, process it, and manage it.
And I mean, the safety side of that, the technology, the science in these things, they're not going to crash into a building because I can't see it.
Yeah, well, we hope not. I mean, the majority, you know, they're still robots, but at the same time, they are quite safe. This, as an example, has triple redundant IMUs, which is basically 3 brains. So you could rip one of them out while it's flying, it would still fly. The rotors can compensate for each other, and they have things called sense and avoid technology. So if this comes up to a tree, it's going to avoid it.
Right. And we're building drones now that can go for how long without refueling?
Yeah, so we're building a drone right now, actually, called the DX3. It can go 25 hours in the air without any refueling.
25 hours?
25 hours, yeah, and up to 1,800 kilometer range.
Wow. So, I mean, that's where we're going. And I guess, you know, I talk about when I think of these drones, I think of, you know, sort of on the one hand toys, on the other hand military application. When I first started looking at those, I couldn't have dreamt that we'd end up with this on my desk and the technology behind it. Can we, if it's moving that quickly, can we even imagine where things will end up 4, 5, 6, 10 years from now?
It's hard to imagine. It's such a new industry. It's grown so fast. We're looking at things, companies are building drones for deliveries, drones for pretty much any use you can think of. People are trying to build a drone for it. So it's hard to imagine where it's going to be. I mean, we have a good sense, but...
like, I mean, the gaps that are closing they're getting smarter, they go further with less fuel. Is that it? That they can go further, they can think on their own, and they can operate way out of your own site?
You can operate on your own site. You know, for us, one of our core focuses is deeper learning, artificial intelligence. Right. So the drone not only being able to capture data, understand where it is, but learn from the data it's capturing and get smarter as it's doing so.
All right, and you guys are here, you're in Toronto all week?
We're in Toronto for December 6th and 7th, Tuesday and Wednesday.
It's some fascinating stuff, and it's really cool. I wish we could have got this thing up and flying around, but probably would have caused some troubles with the technicians around here. Great to see you. Thanks
so much.
All right. Adam Sachs is president and CEO of Sky Guys.